Okay, what's going on, guys? So we are back, and you know, basically my plan with this, and if I keep looking down because I have like a table of contents, it'll all make sense in a second. But what I want to do with this channel, kind of the resurrection, I guess you could say, is when I was previously sharing my techniques and everything. For those of you who are around for the OG days, you'll know I was literally sharing everything that I do. And that's problematic because I obviously make money with bug bounty. It's more or less like a very strong income source for me. So to give away all my secrets, it was I don't know, didn't quite sit right with me, if I'm being honest. Like giving away for free, that's what it is. I'm just being honest. But I do still want to give back to the community, so I hope this will be my way to give back, and I genuinely hope what I present here will be very useful. What I want this to be today is just the intro slash mindset video of the quote unquote course. And the reason I say quote unquote is because one of the things that I hope to really drill into your mind as we move through each video is that, excuse me, you really need to let the mindset of I need a roadmap, I need a course, I need a step by step. You need to let that shit go. If you can't let it go, me personally, and second thing, all the videos in this course are going to be very, very opinionated. I'm not going to say in my opinion all the time. All of this is my fucking opinion, so take it as that. I'm not saying it's the truth, but I'm just explaining how I feel and how I've found success. So for me, if you're looking for the step by step and having your hand held every step of the way, you're gonna really not like this course, okay? But I still hope to give you everything, all the knowledge to go from I don't know where to start with bug bounty to I've got my first bug. And then from there, what I'm hoping is you'll progress into finding your own techniques, your own niches, and moving forward from there. But I hope I can at least take you to the point of breaking down that first mental barrier and finding that first bug. Because when I was starting, I was like, man, if I even find a bug where it's $50, I'd be like on Sky9, Cloud9, whatever. I've done very well since then. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, I've made in 2025 I made very close to 100k, though not quite, through my bug bounty ventures, and I'm like about a year and a half into doing bug bounty. Okay, now I'm gonna link my profiles, my HackerOne and Bugcrowd profiles, so that was the main kind of intro to get that out of the way. Now what I have I'm planning to release a video, at least one every week. Okay, what I'm planning to touch on is this video, which is the intro slash mindset video. Then I want to talk about Burp Suite. Then I want to talk about APIs. Then I want to talk about picking a program. Then I'm going to go over IDORs, and I'm going to give an end-to-end example of how I found an IDOR in the wild, so from start to finish. And then I'm going to do the same thing with privilege escalations. Then I'm going to do the same thing with information disclosure, the same thing with client-side validation, the same thing with business logic issues. And then in the last video, we're going to put it all together where I'll do actually like a live hacking. And you guys can pick the target if you like. Maybe, or I might pick it. We'll figure it out. But we're going to do live hacking at the end where I'll put it all together and I'll approach a target I've never hunted on before. So you can kind of see how my brain works. Okay. And now with this, so that's the intro to the course. Now the last thing I want to leave you with is this is to this day, from the day I started to now, to this day, this is one of the things I do when I hunt, okay? And when I do bug bounty hunting. Now, this is something I feel like a lot of you will ignore because you'll be like, oh, it's oversimplistic, or it's woo-woo, or it's like, whatever. Look, I'm explaining everything that I genuinely do. And what I'm about to tell you right now, you can ignore it if you want. But this, I believe, has genuinely made a difference. I don't know why it makes a difference. I don't know how it makes a difference. I don't fucking know. But I swear to you, it's made a difference for me. All right, so I every single day before I hunt, sometimes I'll be like start hunting for like 30 minutes just to kind of get into the flow before I do this. Then I'll set a timer for 10 minutes, and I will just meditate for 10 minutes and just visualize and see myself finding the bug, see myself, getting excited, finding the bug, everything, and just nice and relaxed. You shouldn't feel any tension. Just like give it your best effort. Like, just don't stress over it. This should be a very relaxed and fun kind of thing to do. And I do that for 10 minutes. And I swear to you, I do this to this day. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not trying to. I want this course to be everything I do that I've genuinely found useful. And I just couldn't not include this in. This has been genuinely useful for me. And then what I do after I've done that, now one of the biggest problems I see, one of the biggest problems I see, and I do this sometimes as well, and especially when I go on these forums, these people complaining, "Oh my God, I've been looking for a bug forever. I can't find." It's like, I really need you to understand that you need to start looking at bug bounty as an opportunity, especially those of you who don't live in like North America or Europe, where the value of USD is very high, where like something like 500 USD is like a monthly income. Bug bounty has to be one of the opportunities of I feel it's an opportunity of a lifetime. I live in Canada, and the conversion rate is, it's good but not great. But if I was living in like some country where the USD was really strong, I would be like again on cloud nine, jumping up and down, fucking dancing and shit. Like, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Treat it as such. Like, if you told me I could sit at home, hack companies, make money, like, I would think you're scamming me. Like, to me, it just sounds like the dream. I love every bit of it. And this is another point I want to make. If you don't genuinely love it, maybe it's not for you. There's other ways to make money. Okay. But all that to the side, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Treat it as such. Nobody's like putting a knife to your neck saying, "Oh, go find a bug today." But think about what the alternative is. You want to, go to the job where you're half-assed, kind of passionate about it, whatever. Or if you start your own company, you're gonna have to like do door-to-door sales or try to sell to people. This is like, you sit at home, you have the playbook right in front of you, you execute the playbook. It is a lot of hard work. It is a grind. But what the main point I'm trying to make is, when you go into hunting, and this, I again, right hand to God, this is what I do. I'm like borderline meditating when I'm hunting. I'm not tense at all. I'm not like, "Oh fuck, man, fuck this shit." I'm testing like the 100. If you guys saw me hunting, I literally 2 hours straight. I don't even take breaks. 2 hours straight. I just go API call to API call, and 99% of the API calls 403s, or they're protected. But then I find that one, and I get paid. And that requires a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and a lot of relaxation. If you're like, you test 5 API calls, you're like, "Oh fuck this, there's no bugs here," and then you're like going off hunting, completely switching, changing your focus to something else. I feel like you're missing the plot. Okay, so this is in terms of mindset. Meditate 10 minutes before and visualize it over here. And then when you come to hunt, don't ever come to hunt with the mindset of, "Oh man, this is gonna suck, I'm never gonna find." If you're gonna do that, my right hand to God, I believe you just shouldn't hunt that day, because it's probably gonna be a waste of time. Okay, there's caveats to it. If you just keep procrastinating forever, then it's better if you hunt. But long story short, 10 minutes meditation beforehand, I visualize, and then I go into it. When I go into it, literally just sit in my chair, relax, meditate, and in my mind I'm thinking, I've found the bug already. I'm chilling. There's no stress, no nothing, no, I'm not saying like I don't have my moments, right? Don't get me wrong. But this is what I do, and I believe this has helped me greatly. And again, I'm just sharing stuff that's helped me. So will it work for you? I don't know, right? But this is what I do. Nice and relaxed, chill, and just following the process for I hunt for 2 to 3 hours a day, so for that long. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Okay, we're getting started. We're getting into the nitty gritty. Next video will be about Burp Suite. So looking forward to seeing you there.